Hey everybody, welcome back to the Swiss Bricks YouTube channel. Today I have something really exciting to show you guys, something that I picked up on October 1st and I've been building it ever since, so let's get right into it. And here it is, the new Death Star with 9,023 pieces. Yeah, took me quite some time to build. Started it on Wednesday after I picked it up and just now finished it. So yeah, let's get right into it. This set has 38 minifigures. Here you also have a nice printed plaque, a lot nicer than the sticker ones, I think, with this matte finish, no reflection on them. And yeah, let's just start down here at the bottom. Here we have the trash compactor, which you can actually move via a little knob in the back here. So you can see them kind of get pushed together. A fun little feature, I think. And coming over to this side is the landing bay. Here you have the Imperial Shuttle alongside the TIE Fighter GWP. And here you just have some of the stormtroopers, some of the higher ups down here, and here waiting to fly is the TIE pilot that's also included in the GWP alongside two of the stormtroopers, and also this cart here in the back. And this you can just hang up from up here. So yeah, you can also pick it up and yeah, play with it if you'd like. There's just a little hanger there. Moving on to this side, you kind of have like a little control room. Moving up from there is the Darth Vader's meditation chamber. I like these because you can actually pull them out and place him in here if you'd like, so it's a little bit easier. The top comes off, so you can just place him on in and slide it back in there. And here, just going across, you have the hallway. This, I think, is the reactor core for the beam. You can also move this around. Then you have the hallway here. And I just placed the minifigures in here to yeah, make it look a little more interesting. And we have a little chute here, which you can actually drop a minifigure in and they'll land in the trash compactor. So I think that's kind of cool. Here we have Chewbacca. Here we have a little droid back here. And yeah, they're coming up on a stormtrooper. Then moving up, we have this nice tractor beam here. It's pretty big, so my hand for comparison. This probably was the most tedious part to build of this whole set, to get all these kind of aligned equally. Yeah, and pretty repetitive, but I think the outcome is very nice. It makes a huge difference with it on the build. And then coming down across here, we just have another hallway. And this is where you can make the swinging scene from the movie. You can also retract this hallway step here, like that. That's obviously when they would be swinging across there. And here we have the meeting room of the generals and admirals. I just kind of put them in here to yeah, give it a little scene. You can also open these doors everywhere, so I think that's kind of cool how everything moves. And up here we have the infamous throne room with the guards and Darth Vader and Palpatine and Luke. So I think it's obviously I've had this in the dioramas before, but I think it's a nice feature to the Death Star. And here I just put in some more stormtroopers kind of on patrol. And back here there's also another room where you could put maybe these tractor beam controllers or gunners. You could put them in there also. Yeah, kind of depends on what you would like to do. And if you lift up this here, you have the surprise, the hot tub stormtrooper just relaxing in here with his rubber duck. I think that's just a yeah, kind of a funny Easter egg, obviously pretty sought after minifigure. And you can just close this back down and you would never really know that he's there. Moving on to the other side, you also can open this up here. There's the machine gun in there. And this piece you can just pull off like so if you'd like to place some minifigures more ideally in here. These also fall down this platform here, so if Luke was on there, you could set him up there, and also on the other side here. And if you turn this knob here, there's actually an elevator that runs down the inside of the whole Death Star. So if you turn this, you can see the elevator moving down. And what's cool is, once it comes down even more, you can actually put it all the way down to the lower level. So yeah, now the TIE fighter pilot could actually step in. And yeah, the only thing that I don't really like about this build is maybe this area here. Just looks a bit unfinished to me. I would have liked it better if they would just expand this black over here. I think that would make it a little nicer, because it looks a bit unfinished there. But all around, I think it was a fun build, even though some of these scenes we've had as dioramas before. Yeah, overall it was a fun build, especially for something being this big. Obviously there are a lot of stickers, I think about 60 stickers in this whole build, so I would have liked for these to be printed tiles. All these, I guess, light shield tiles, those are printed, but everything like this, these are all stickers here. Everything in the control rooms are stickers, and obviously everything on these parts here are also stickers. So yeah, a lot of smaller sticker pieces on this, which yeah, after time gets kind of annoying. But I like how they have used the parts usage here, how you can actually, yeah, how it looks like it lights up. And if I take the shuttle out, how they made kind of this starry background back here. I like how that looks. That looks pretty cool. how it just looks like the galaxy there. Something else I wish they would have done is some kind of stand maybe that you could put the Imperial shuttle into its flight mode. As you can see with the UCS build, you can have it in the flight mode, or you can also have it on its landing gear so you can flip up its wings. But I think something like that would have been, yeah, I would have liked to see something like that, for example, just so you could maybe display it out in front. But yeah, the GWP, obviously we don't need to say much about that. Could have been a lot better. But I do like how the ship looks in here also. The TIE fighter. Yeah, I think obviously if you have the UCS builds like here next to the Imperial shuttle, I don't think you really need anything more detailed in a set like this. But yeah, maybe this should have just been included, or they could have made a cooler GWP with a set that cost $1,000. And being such an iconic part of Star Wars, yeah, but that is how it is. That's what they decided to do. And here, obviously on the back, yeah, what can I say? Doesn't look great. Here, obviously, the controls, for example, for the trash compactor. Here you can change the image that's shown in one of the rooms. And here also you can switch this around if you didn't want Palpatine looking at you. But I kind of like it. Gives it some special style to the build. And here, obviously, all the wands, they just kind of poke out. And yeah, a lot of things just kind of look unfinished how it's open like this, I think. Here, like a little Easter egg, but yeah, when would you ever see that if it's on the back of the build? I don't know what you would be doing back here once it's on display. I don't think yeah, anybody would really like to see the back. Here we can see the whole mechanism for the elevator. Now you can just move these, and yeah, it's a pretty cool part actually how the elevator works while you're building it. So that's, I guess, the coolest part about that. But yeah, I think the back looks pretty bad. And this also, how it just kind of protrudes out, so it's not actually as thick as the side here. You have to also account for this, and obviously all these little things here that kind of poke out. What I do like is some of the minifigures. I think for this one here, they actually made a special piece for the hat. So that's a new piece just for that. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, stormtroopers obviously always like to see those. And I like how they have Han Solo. For example, you can have him in the stormtrooper suit or his normal outfit. I like that. Obviously Chewbacca, C-3PO, and R2-D2 are all kind of reused. But yeah, I think overall they have nice minifigures. These two down here also, can't forget them. And yeah, as I said, the plaque is pretty nice, I think. And yeah, the Imperial shuttle, you can also open the front here. You can actually take it completely off if you want to put a minifigure inside there. And the wings also can fold down. But as I said, there's not really any way you can display that in the flight mode, just with the parts that come from this build. and I do like that, as I demonstrated, the elevator can actually go from the very top to the bottom, and you can put a minifigure in there, and there are like the little play features in it, so you can drop a minifigure in there and it'll end up in the trash compactor. And how the trash compactor actually compacts, I think that's a nice feature to put in a build like this. But yeah, all the main scenes from the movies, from the Death Star, obviously are in this set. And yeah, that's kind of my review on the new Death Star. I would say it took me about between 30 and 40 hours to build it, so pretty long time. But as I said, over 9,000 pieces, and I didn't really want to rush it. I wanted to enjoy it. I think there's some cool building techniques that they used, and some nice parts usage overall. But yeah, I think the downside is the back of it not being a sphere, and all the stickers. But yeah, there's not really much we can change about that. But if you have not picked it up yet, I would just say be aware of those things. Those are probably the biggest negatives. But yeah, if you just look at it here on this table, I mean, it is huge. It has its presence. I think it's worthy of the UCS name for the set. Yeah, I think I'll be either placing it here, or I might be moving the Imperial Shuttle and the TIE Fighter over to this side and be placing it up here. Not really sure yet. I think these shelves here are a bit too deep. As I said, if you could put the Imperial Shuttle in some kind of flight mode on a stand in front of it, I think that would kind of use up some more space for it to make it kind of a cooler display. But yeah, I guess we'll see on how we place this. I will try to do that today. Okay, so this is where I decided to put it. It is now up on this shelf here. I think this is a pretty nice area for it. Was a bit nerve-wracking putting it up here because, like other big sets, you kind of have to hold it on the bottom here, so you have all this weight on the top. So yeah, kind of have to be careful on where you hold it to move it. So yeah, getting it up here was a bit nerve-wracking. Glad it stayed in one piece. So what I did here is I added this shelf here. I moved these down, so I added, yeah, had to add this shelf a little lower to make room for these. These were previously up here. And yeah, I don't really think these are that nice to look at anyway, or need to be on this on the top shelf. And I kind of like how I have now the TIE Fighter and the Imperial Shuttle, both UCS builds, next to this one, because obviously you have the Imperial Shuttle and the TIE Fighter also in the hangar bay there. So I think that's a cool area for that. And I also have this nice room here on the side that I can, yeah, maybe put another set in. I was thinking about putting these smaller ships there. Not sure about that. The dioramas I don't want to put there because that scene is now also up here, arguably a little bit better. So I don't really want to have, yeah, two scenes really next to each other. I don't think that makes much sense. And obviously up here we have the Super Star Destroyer, so kind of the two biggest things in the galaxy from Star Wars, kind of all next to each other. I think that's pretty cool, and who knows, maybe some more UCS builds are coming. Obviously I have the Venator that I still need to build, so yeah, might remove these again and put them down here somewhere to make room for the Venator. So all those are next to each other. But yeah, we'll see when that's built. But yeah, I think this is a nice place. I have it sideways like this also because of the laser beam. If it's flush against the back here, I think it kind of disappears, and yeah, I think the laser beam does look really nice on this one. So yeah, kind of have to show that off, I think. And like this, yeah, might take up a little more room, but I think for display purposes, that's the best way, since you can also see it from every angle of the room. So I kind of like that. And obviously all the other UCS ships up here, all next to each other, and the Millennium Falcon down here. I might get an acrylic stand for this so it stands sideways. Yeah, we'll see. It will take up a little more room, but I think for the Falcon, that's kind of earned it to be displayed in a nice way. So that's where I decided to put the Death Star. Hope you guys enjoyed the little review on it, and thank you again to all the new subscribers. I do appreciate it, and everybody that leaves a comment. I tried to get back to everybody, and yeah, let me know what you think of the Death Star now that maybe you've gotten a little more in-depth look at it. Do I think it was worth the price tag? Honestly, no. I would see it more at about $600 to $650. I think that would, yeah, been the upper limit of what I would probably pay after building it, just because yeah, some of the scenes we have seen in dioramas, and yeah, I don't think the build was that fun. That's worth $1,000. I have to say. I've had other sets like the UCS Razor Crest. I think that was a lot more fun to build, for example, just because yeah, it kind of stayed true to what it was supposed to be. This, if it was a sphere, I'm sure I would be a little more happy with it, since it would really look like out of the movies. So yeah, that's my opinion on it. To each their own. Let me know if you have built it or are building it, and what you think of it, and if you think the price is yeah, okay for it, or what you would see a good price for it to be. But yeah, obviously the most expensive Lego set we've had, the biggest Star Wars set we've had. Yeah, so thanks again for all the subscribers. My goal is to hopefully by the end of the year go into the hundreds, maybe 200-300 would be awesome. Obviously, once I can get monetized on YouTube, I'll invest 100% of that back into Lego. So yeah, we'll keep building the room up, placing all the sets. Please like, subscribe, and comment below what you think. And yeah, if you could head over to my Instagram, Swiss Bricks. I'm making some shorts over there like I am on YouTube, just to get a little bit of a following there. My end goal is to become a LAN member, so yeah, obviously if I can get sets early and review them, I think that would be a lot better for the views, and give people a little bit better of an insight before they maybe buy something, because I do think that's pretty important. Yeah, maybe you can afford one set like this per year, and then it's pretty important, I think, if you get feedback on it, and if you can really judge for yourself if the set's something that you would like to build. And because yeah, spending this kind of money, yeah, not for everybody, and pretty important that you know what you're getting for the money, because yeah, once you build it, what can you really do? I guess you could sell the minifigures off. I've seen they're going for some pretty good money, but yeah, like I said, that's the end goal. I'm sure that'll take a few years, but yeah, the sooner the better, obviously. And yeah, appreciate everybody for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.